this is me again, and today I'm going to do a Disneyland Paris review. Yes, I'm gonna go finally and tell you about our experience in Disneyland Paris this year and give you my tips and what I thought. So Disneyland has been my dream since I was a kid. I never been before, so my parents could not afford to travel much, and even when I started being able to afford, I thought there will be something nice to do when I have children. So I didn't go before, and this year we went as I turned 40. It was my treat. So when I mentioned to my partner that's what I would like to do when I turn 40, he kindly booked it, and it happened. So since I have kids, I kind of said I want to go Disneyland, and then he always said, oh, they are too young, they're not going to remember anything. But okay, they are 3.5 and nearly 5, so they might not gonna remember much. Maybe my 3.5 is not gonna remember anything, but it's not just about what you remember, but it's living on the day. And I will remember. We have the pictures, we have the videos, and as they grow, I never know when exactly they're gonna grow out of Disney. So at this age, we have Disney Plus, so I signed up for Disney Plus now more than a year, and my children have seen Frozen, Luca, Ice Age, pretty much all the Disney movies that are the classic ones, Moana, etc., as Toy Story, and and they all loved it. So I don't want to miss out in them actually loving Disney. But Disney is not just for Disney movies. There is Marvel, because there is all the Spider-Man and Iron Man and all of that, the Avengers campus now. And there is also the Star Wars ride. So it doesn't have, I think Disney is for every age. It's not only for children. If you are a Marvel fan and if you are a Star Wars fan, there is something for everyone and every age. So go whenever you can afford. So in terms of if you can afford, so just to give you a whole idea how much money you need. So we spent around £3,000 for a family of 4, and I think the tickets were booked around Christmas time for the following year, for just after the school finish in the summer term. So I could have taken my children out of nursery, but because she's already in a nursery that was like a school, and I did feel bad because I was going to these meetings where they say, I knew that no one was going to come after me, but I kind of felt, they have put so much effort to give all these activities. I didn't want to take her out before, unless the price is like ridiculous amount and it's going to make us not be able to afford to go. So Michael did his research as he does, and then he booked a ticket for, so like the school finished on the 21st of July and we went on the 24th. So I have learned a lesson that actually you don't want to travel as soon as the finish break, because we had a nightmare of a journey to go there as we were caught in the Eurotunnel hell. So we were 8 hours just waiting to leave the UK. So initially when Michael booked the tickets, and I think everyone gets very overwhelmed in where even to start. So I didn't actually book those tickets at the time. I thought, oh my God, it just goes over my head, and what actually we can afford, I don't know. And he's very good at booking things, so I kind of leave it to him. So with the Disney, you can book it directly for Disney. And my understanding is that normally you can buy tickets separate, just on its own, or you buy the travel separate, and you can buy everything separate. But my understanding is that if you buy just tickets, you cannot book it so much in advance. Whereas if you buy a package, like in a hotel, you can buy it. Like, for example, we already booked, because I love it so much, I already booked it for next year again. And because we buy a package with a hotel and the ticket for the park, so I was already able to book like a year in advance. And we booked, so last time I went by car, and this time, because I'm going with friends, we are taking Eurotunnel, Eurostar, because I'm coming from London to Paris. So we will see how that goes. But the reason I want to drive last year was it was our first time, and I kind of didn't want to be with luggage and strollers and all of that. We are in South London, going to King's Cross, in the public transport with strollers and bags and the kids. I thought, oh, just too much. So I kind of want to not have a limit in luggage and just take everything in the car and go. And apparently I was looking at, so there's a website on a group on Facebook, which is Disneyland Paris, tips for Brits. And I have been on that and get advice, I see what people say and got some advice about driving, and everyone said it's easy. And yes, apart from the Eurotunnel hell that we had, I kind of think was, lots of people trying to live at the same time. So I don't know if it was Brexit. I didn't feel like what happened was they closed this road and they had all these different roads going to the same. So there was a queue to get in there. I didn't feel it was necessary because of Brexit or checking passports. I'm sure that's going to add more time, and anyways a lot of cars, so it's a combination of everyone trying to leave. So next year I'm not booking for straight after the school finish. I'm gonna be booked for the weekend after, so we have some time to let that rush go. So lesson learned. So first tip, don't book straight after, because when we were there and people that did not went on the Sunday, but then went maybe Tuesday or the Wednesday, they said it was much more calm, and even they drove and there was no queues or anything, so things calmed down after a while. So the school finished on Thursday, so by Tuesday, Wednesday, things were a bit calmer. So this time I'm going on a Friday, so hopefully I'm not going to have all that rush. And I think it's annoying when you are looking for a holiday and it's stressful in the airport, it's stressful in the car, so you kind of don't want to set your holiday in that stressful note. So yeah, so I decided to go by car for that reason. And you actually don't travel through the middle of Paris, you kind of go like this road around. There's a few turns in there, but you don't go through the middle of Paris to get to Disneyland. There's these roads around it, so it's actually quite easy to get there. And then Disneyland is actually so big that you are on this road, and that Disneyland is the end. So you have all these lanes and everything is Disneyland. And all the hotels are very close around. So we end up staying in a Disney hotel, which, oh my God, the Disney hotel is another big, not a headache, but there is so much like what you want, what is important to you. So we stayed in the Village Nature, in this part of Center Parks. And I remember my other half came and said, oh, we can stay in this park, and then we can do things there. I was like, I want to go to Disneyland. I actually want to spend more time in Disneyland, but I kind of trust him. And yeah, we went to Disney. So Village Nature has this thing that's like a package deal that you'll get 3 nights, so 2 days in a park, and then 1 day it's like to explore the park. And to be honest, if you are staying in Village Nature, you do want to have a day in the park, in that Center Park, because it's amazing. It's a Center Park, and actually a day doesn't even feel is enough to do everything, because they have an amazing pool, outdoor and indoor pool. You can rent a bike, different kinds of bikes go around. There is different things you can different playgrounds for the children. There's a farm. There's actually so much to do there that even 2 days you could spend easily 2 full days there. Is really nice. What I didn't like about Village Nature was we were coming from a dreadful journey by car, and we're super tired, dying for the toilet as you do, and we couldn't even find the reception. It was actually so annoying. And as you go inside, there is this gate, and this guy gives you like the receptionist gives you some sort of directions, and he gave this direction that make no sense. He told us to park somewhere, and then that park was really far away from the reception. So we parked there. We're like, where is the reception? And the reception, we were very close to this main pool, and reception was right in the end, which quite far. Actually, we find someone very friendly that they rent a golf car, and the guy offered to drive us to the reception. That's how far it was. So why did he send us to park there in the first place? That was not cool. I was really annoyed. So by the time we got there, and we were again in a queue waiting to get our keys, I was dying for the toilet. I couldn't find anything. I started walking and I ended up going to again to those pools that we were initially. Oh yeah, that was exhausting. So we didn't start our holiday in the best food because it was so tiring. And that day, if we had all that queuing, we could have been there early and enjoy some of the park. But that day, the traveling day was, forget it. So the next day, we finally checked in our place and it was lovely, no problem with that, beautiful views. So once we got the keys and there was one other thing about Village Nature is that you need to have dinner. The restaurants kind of close around 9, like super early. So we kind of had to rush getting ready and think, oh my God, if we don't make it, we're not going to have any food to eat. And we're in the middle of nowhere unless we were to drive somewhere more center, but you kind of don't want to do that. You just want to go to bed and sleep. You don't want to add any more to already the long day you had. So we managed to get to dinner on time, just to make it on time. The restaurant, I think we went to Vapiano just because I know Vapiano in London is quite nice, but was I impressed with the Vapiano there? No. Actually, we went there a second time and they gave us soggy pizza, like they were not cooked at all, and then we said, oh, can you cook this a bit more because it's not cooked, the dough is, and then they brought us a burnt pizza and they were like they presented in front of a burnt pizza and they expect us to be happy, like no. So I asked for our money back, but they end up offering us extra pizza or something. Oh, it was just not nice. But anyway, so the next day, so one thing I would say, you see these are the ears that everyone talks about. You want to buy that in advance because it's much cheaper if you buy it in advance. I got mine from, bought 2 for the kids because I have 2 kids. I didn't buy it for me, but I think next time I'm going to buy extra for me. So you can buy them on Amazon Prime, whatever you find them cheaper than you want to, because everyone wears, you want to feel a bit Disney. If you have any Disney t-shirts, far as I understand, as an adult, you are not supposed to dress a full-on costume because they could think you are part of the staff, and I think it's for safety. So you cannot wear a full costume as an adult, but kids can go dress with princesses, whatever Superman or Spider-Man, whatever they want, they can. So I did take a few dresses for my kids if they want to dress up, because I didn't want to buy extra dress there. So yeah, so the first day we were taking it easy. We only had 2 days in the park, in Disneyland Park. So I was so looking forward. I just want to get there. So we kind of got there around 11. So going at 11 means that we came in, we drove in, and people thought about the park. There was no queue to get in. It was just like really nice. And then just walking in and taking it, all that beauty in. I think I was not worried about what time is the show, what are the rides. I just want to take it all in. It's quite pretty as you go in, so just enjoy it, take all the views, and then as you walk like in the main avenue, you see the beautiful palace. The kids were so excited to see the palace. And then we kind of start walking, but yeah, comfortable shoes are a must. I end up actually wearing flip-flops because we went in July and my flip-flops are super comfortable. So I think you would think maybe trainers are better, but if you're going to walk a lot and you get sweaty, or maybe take 2 pairs of shoes or 3 just in case your feet don't agree, because you will be doing 20,000 steps a day minimum. I think we did around 20 the first day because we went from 11 until 7. And then the second day, now last day, we were there from 8:30 till 11:30. So we done more. We done 26,000 steps, but we had much more breaks to make sure we could do it the whole time. So yeah, I didn't have any massive plan. I am one of these people that like to enjoy the moment and just see how it goes, what you feel doing. I didn't book any meals or any, because in the village nature is self-catering, and then with kids you kind of want to be able just make maybe just make some pasta for them, not having to pay, you know, a fortune in a restaurant that food they might not eat. So that worked well. And also staying self-catering means there was a little supermarket in that village nature center park, which we could go and get bread and just make some sandwich, so you can take snacks with you. I think when you have kids, you know, makes sense to take snacks with you because they are always hungry, so you don't have it stopping all the time to buy food here and there. And I kind of think, oh, we can survive in sandwich one meal and then maybe have one nice meal for dinner or lunch. That's fine, a hot meal, at least per day, you need it. So the first day we just walked, just take the views. We kind of went to the walk around the palace, and then we went to the Star Wars area, which we end up passing by the Mickey Mouse show. And because there was no queue, we went in, so it was nice to sit down because we have walked, you know, a bit by then. So we saw a show, there was no queue, so we really went with the flow. So and it was a really nice show, the Mickey Mouse and the Magician. So it was like a 3D. So my son got a bit scared because he was like, things were coming to his face. I was like, oh my God, you're scared about this. How is this gonna work? But I think it was just like, not, because I don't think he ever seen anything like that. So it was like, I think he was just confused because he never seen it. But then it was fine. We enjoyed it. And then, I mean, I can't tell exactly which rides, but then we kind of walk around, and the rides we saw that was not much queue. I think I had an idea. I want to do the Peter Pan flight. And then when we got there, was a massive queue, and it was like, wow, and 1 hour and a half waiting. So we did try the Premier Access, which is like the fast track. And as Michael was trying to add the Premier Access, like you have to pay for the kids, were like £60 extra. And I'm like, no, look, this is a lot of money. You can't do that with every ride. So we thought, okay, maybe I can do this because I heard about this extra magic hours. So basically, if you are on a Disney hotel, you are allowed to go into the park 1 hour before open to the public. So from 8:30 to 9:30, you can go before and go and do these rides. Hopefully there will be less queue and enjoy it. So I was like, okay, we're gonna keep this one for the next day. And then I think we just went around, and yeah, pretty much we've done a few rides, but nothing like crazy. So whatever was that was not very busy, we enjoyed it. Then I think actually what I like a lot that day that I didn't know is the Shine and Bright parade. So that was really cool because I love the music, it was all the atmosphere, so really enjoy. I think it's in the morning, that one, so we kind of saw when it was coming. We were not far, so we watched that, and it was a lot of fun. We were very close to the castle and you could see all the characters, so that was really nice. And lunchtime, there is a Italian restaurant behind the castle. I think is it called Bella Italia or something like that. It just looked very pretty from outside, and I said I want to eat there. And yeah, it was very busy inside, but you know, again, because I have young kids, I like to eat close to 12, and I think everyone eats a bit later, 1 and 2. So going around 12 for lunch is the best, because it was busy, but at least our food was done very quickly. We had a table, so people that came after were like, with their food, there was no table. So yeah, if you're gonna eat on a busy place, you want to go early. So that place has no reservation. We don't need reservation. We could have the food, and the food was actually quite yummy, and it was very nice to see the pizza in shape of Mickey Mouse, and I think we had some pasta, and it was actually a really nice meal, like tasty. Sometimes you are in these mass market restaurants and they don't taste anything, but the food was nice. And yeah, expensive, everything is expensive in Disney, but not like super expensive. It was alright. So what else did we do? I think then we try again to do more rides, and I think by around 6 or something, my kids had enough. You know, they were still recovered from the day before, so then and I had to go home, give them a shower, and then again go out to eat. To eat. I think we probably ate again in the Vapiano that night, and that's when the pizza was served to us. So, or maybe it wasn't exactly, but anyway, I can't precise. This is the thing, when you don't do the review straight away, you're gonna forget some details. But anyway, so on the second day, so we done Disney Park that first day. So there is actually the Disney main park, and there is the Walt Disney Park as well. I think we also went there just to get an idea about what is in there. Did we go on the first day? Maybe we didn't actually, because there is so much, like, you know, each park is massive, and you're not gonna, and with just 2 days is not enough. You need, I would say, 4 days to spend, because you don't want to go everywhere. It's like far, they have these different areas, so you kind of want to concentrate in one area, you know, one morning or one afternoon, and then do the rides you want. There's a Disneyland app, which you can also see the timing for the rides, but they're not really accurate, so just give you an idea. I noticed that they are really sometimes really far off. But anyway, so the second day we stayed in the Center Park, because we only had tickets for two days. The Center Park was really nice. There's, you know, as I said, all these things to do, which we managed to do as much as we could with just one day. It was really nice. And then so the third day we went to Disneyland again. And so I did use my extra magic hour. So in the morning, we wake up as soon as we could. We got there around 8:30. So what happens at 8:30? There's a queue to get in the big ticket, you know, as the cars go. There's a queue to get there. Then there's a queue to park. Then there's a queue to get in, actually, the park. So I was like, I didn't queue on the other day. I came at 11, there was no queue. And now I'm queuing for all these things. And by the time I got to the Peter Pan, there was a queue. So do I really think was worth that rush to get there earlier? Maybe if I had stayed, maybe the parks that stay inside, maybe the Sequoia, that, you know, the ones that you don't have to drive, because the Sequoia, there is Cheyenne, so the ones that you just walk in, maybe there is no queues, at least for the cars, but you're still gonna have a queue to get in the park, and then there will always gonna be someone ahead of you. So by the time I got to the Peter Pan, there was a queue. So we still waited, I think, half an hour at least. So yeah, it was not as bad, 1 hour, but because we queued before, I didn't think was really worth. Everyone tells you I use your extra magic hours, blah blah blah, but because I had to queue more in other places, I didn't think was like that much, you know, better. I didn't think was worth it, to be honest. That's my honest opinion. And when I go again, I'm not gonna bother about, you know, the rush in the morning, especially with kids and everyone, you know, the stress to make sure you are leaving at 8 or whatever, because you queue up to get, yeah, even inside, which I didn't have to do the day before. Anyway, then the Peter Pan flight, I think I spoiled it in a bit, because I did watch, and this is the reason on this video, I'm not going to show you any image. I'm just talking. So I'm giving you ideas, but you have to see it to enjoy it, because I think I did spoil a bit. So I watched some YouTube videos about some of the rides, and I saw the ride and I was like, oh, that looks amazing. And then actually when I was there, I was like, oh, okay, because maybe I have seen it. It was not like, wow, I think I really spoiled, especially that ride. Don't watch anything, just because I think when you are there, it will be more magical if you don't have a clue what to expect. And I think we do sometimes, trying to find information, you do spoil your experience, because you kind of know what to expect. And I think I like the fact I didn't do any research about Harry Potter, so when I got there, it was you know, all a surprise. I didn't know what to expect. Sometimes it's like, you know, it's nice not to know what to expect, or sometimes it's but there are some information I think is useful, so I'm trying to give you information that can help you to improve your experience, not spoiling it. So yeah, so I was there in that ride, and yeah, it was nice, but I think I did spoil it. But at least I didn't spend 60 quid to get the premiere access, and I did not wait 2 hours to go into that ride. We still enjoy it, and it was nice, so that's done. So there was a ride I really want to do, which was the Spider-Man. My son is quite obsessed with Spider-Man, and that had a waiting time of like 2 hours because it's the new Avengers campus, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna have two toddlers waiting for 2 hours for a ride. That's mad. But I think my children, like, they were so amazing waiting. Like, I think they knew in the end it would be something really fun. And so every time we were waiting, they were just really patient and enjoying it. I think they kind of learned, no, we're going to have some fun in the end of this. So we are cool. We can wait. So don't be worried that, oh, they are going to wait. You might be surprised, because I was really surprised with my 3.5 boy and my nearly 5-year-old girl. They were amazing waiting. So it did... I think that day we kind of went back to the places that we want to do the ride. So we queue up for the light bus here for quite a bit outside, and it was sunny, and it was like actually quite hard one to wait because we were right in the sun, and it was like, and then some of them starting, we are not tired. Of course they were tired, but it was a fun ride, so it was worth waiting. But again, everything, like, might wait half an hour and it's like literally 2 minute fun. But you know, it is what it is. So Disney is not, if you don't have patience to wait, you'll struggle. I think our journey of 8 hours just to leave the UK gave us all that the patience. And I think if it wasn't for Disneyland, we'll probably have turned around. But because we kind of have, you know, spent all this money, and it's such a nice thing to do, it gave us this, you know, strength to keep going, because it will be nice in the end. So yeah, that day was pretty much like, I want to watch the parade at 5 o'clock because everyone talks about that parade. And because we've been there for so early, I was worried if my family was going to cope, because I didn't want to miss on the parade or the illumination at the fireworks at 11 o'clock. I was like, oh my God, how's this going to work? I was really worried, like, how we're going to survive, how I'm going to survive, because I get, you know, I am very excited about stuff, but if I get tired, I'm not going to enjoy it. You're not going to enjoy it. If I'm tired or hungry, I'm not enjoying it. So I need, so around 6 o'clock, we had a conversation. We watched the parade, which, oh my God, everyone is going to queue up by, you know, by the main road. And then, yeah, if you're not in the front, you're not going to see much, because they are actually on the floor. They do have some trucks and they are like on top, but they have a lot of carrots on the floor, so if you are behind everyone, you're not going to see much. And we didn't find a good spot, and we didn't see much. But I did think the Bright and Shiner parade was much nicer to celebrate the 30 years. So the main parade was nice, but not as nice as the other one. So yeah, I mean, it's okay. But at least we did see what it is, so we didn't have that feeling of missing out. We also queue up to, so we thought there would be more characters around. They would just walk around. No, but they don't. They are in different places, and you have to queue up to take a picture with them. So it's painful. I think we queue up the first one we saw. And then I really want to take a picture with Mickey Mouse, because, you know, Mickey is the Disney symbol. So we queue up quite a bit just to take a picture with Mickey. I didn't know about this character dining until after, but I don't think we would have time to do that, and it's also quite expensive, but I'm going to try to do it for the next time I go, because now I know about it, and I know that, yeah, you pay for the expensive dinner. I haven't booked it yet, so I don't know a lot of detail, but looks like you book this, and then, yeah, it's very expensive, but then the characters will come and you can take pictures and interact with them. So that will be for my second time, because again, with 2 days is not, you're gonna have to like compromise on something. You're not gonna have time to do everything. And also we went to the Walt, at the park. So we done a few of the rides for the little younger, you know, the Toy Story ones and the Spider-Man. I really want to do it, but we couldn't do it that afternoon. So I kind of thought, if we have dinner in Disney Village, maybe after that we can go to the Spider-Man, because it only closes at 9. And then we went to Disney Village, we had dinner there. We didn't book anything, we just, you know, ask if they have a table, and they did. So we had some food there, which was nice enough. And then we went to the Spiderweb, Spider-Man ride, which will queue up maybe for 45 minutes, so it was not as bad as the 2 hours, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. The kids were so happy, and we were like everywhere, so it was really, really fun. So it was worth, I mean, it was not 2 hours, it was 45 minutes for like how long, 5 minutes, not even 5, I don't know, did it last 5 minutes? Maybe it did. But I think the Spider-Man is quite cool, a cool one. I thought my youngest will be scared because again you put these sunglasses and things are coming at you, but he was actually just enjoying doing he really likes Spider-Man, so it was fine. And then we done that, and I think we also done the Pirate of Caribbean. We nearly did not do that one, but I was looking and I was like, oh, this is not far, and I think this would be a cool ride. And it was such a cool ride. I really love it, because even when you are waiting, you feel like you're already in the experience because you go on the ground. It's just cool, even the wait. So the kids loved it. It was a bit dark. I thought they would be scared because it's a lot in the darkness, but they were absolutely loving it, and they were not scared at all. Yeah, there's also another part which has, the little boats. I can't remember. There's also an ice train. There's a lot of different rides for this young age, and they absolutely love it. And yeah, I mean, if you want to know specifics about all I don't know by heart, but like I know the small wall that everyone talks about. It was actually under construction when we went, so we didn't see that one. So yeah, I didn't do all of the rides, but I think I took the ones I thought would be nice for my kids at that age. So when I go again, I will try my best to do the others. Unless you have 4 days in the park, and then you can really go through all of them, and depends on their age and so on. And then after we done the spa, it was very close to the 11 o'clock, to actually be able to see the fireworks. So pretty much from 10 o'clock, people will start queuing up on that main avenue. And I was worried because I had little kids, and I didn't know, because sometimes people say we'll be pushing and shoving, and people can be quite, and I was a bit worried because of course my 2 youngest, but we had strollers, so I thought no one can go over the stroller, so if they are in the stroller, they'll be protected. So what we done was, as we arrived there, we kind of started walking towards as much as we could. Once it got really busy, we stopped and we hold our ground. And I said, well, those people still crossing, but eventually people had to stop moving. If there's no space anymore, you can't shove in anymore, And there was a few other strollers next to us. So there's a point, there was a girl sitting on the floor, and she was there alone, and she was just between my 2 strollers and other 2 strollers, and she was kind of like taking all this space, and she was just sitting there. And eventually, okay, a lot of people are sitting on the floor, but eventually when it gets busier and busier, you cannot just sit there and expect people to give you all that space when everyone else is struggling for space. You have to stand up. And I just moved a tiny bit, like say I'm sorry, and then she got annoyed and she left. She moved somewhere else. But I thought, you know what? She can't expect to have all that space and be sitting down when we are all now already cramming up. But then it meant my stroller was next to the other stroller, so we were like a nice row there of safety, so no one else could go past, and it worked well because I felt my kids were safe. So when the fireworks start, they were standing on the stroller, but eventually they won't, even especially my youngest, I had to hold him, and it was hard work to hold them because they are heavy. But yeah, the illuminations were beautiful. And I was happy because I managed to do, the park. I kind of ticked the things I want to do. I didn't have that feeling I miss out like hugely. Of course, there are things I want to do that I will try to do it when I go again. But I kind of feel like if I never go to Disney again, I am happy because I saw the fireworks are really nice and beautiful, and especially the 30-year celebration with the drones and everything is really beautiful. So I didn't feel like, if I never went again, I feel like I had enough, and it was making me really happy, and the kids as well, and we have nice memories. And yeah, I am now looking forward. I'm gonna try to do like a nice album, so we have that paper memory as well. So that's all. I think I don't want to, I already spoke for nearly 35 minutes and there's so much to talk about Disney. I could go on and on, but I don't want to make it too tiring for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, you can always ask me. And please, if you like this video, put a like and subscribe. To subscribe, you need to have a login account in YouTube. So just if you don't have one, just set it up, sign in, and then you can subscribe to my channel so you can help me with my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. Bye.